Do you want to get better at making cold calls? Well, I'm going to give you 4 exercises that'll make you a cold calling ninja. Let's go. Okay, this video is intended to answer some of the questions from people who call, email, and DM me about how to be good at cold calling. But before we get started, can you please click that subscribe button and then smash the like button to let me know that you like this type of video with this type of information. When a lot of salespeople hear the term cold calling, they break out in cold sweats. But not me. I actually enjoy the process. Now I can hear some of you guys saying, you know what, that's well, I haven't always been like that. Now let me explain to you how I got to this point. And that was through a lot of practice and several exercises that I'm going to share with you right now. Exercise 1. Don't hang up until hung up on. Now this exercise is pretty self-explanatory. You are to make a cold call and you are not to hang up that phone until you get hung up on. The reason for this exercise is twofold. First, it'll get you over the fear of, I don't know what to say when someone gives me an objection. And 2, it will give you the greatest number of objections in the shortest time frame. So why is that important? That's because as a salesperson, I figured out that you don't necessarily have to have all the answers to all the questions or the rejections. Only thing that you need is to have the questions and the rejections. Because once you have those, it's pretty easy to put together a script to counter anything that you get.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson! Danger!
Only try this with inconsequential, small accounts that you don't mind being blacklisted from. Don't try this with that flagship account that you want until you're ready. Record yourself while making phone calls. Out of all the exercises that I do, I hate this one the most.
Hi, Mr. Freeling. My name is Courtney Sparkman, and I'm calling. Hi, Miss Dressel. My name is Courtney Sparkman, and I'm calling from. Yes, I was looking for David Gongora. Can you tell me what is his extension? And I was interested in finding out whether or not you would be accepting proposals for a security guard service. Definitely. Do you have time next week?
I hate the sound of my voice when I'm making phone calls. It makes me want to retch. But honestly, it's the only way to see what it sounds like from the person you're calling's point of view. You can see whether or not you look or sound tense. And you can even see whether or not you're smiling while you're making phone calls. Hint. When you're making phone calls, make sure that you're smiling because the person on the other end can hear it in your voice and it makes them more comfortable. Get 30 no's and call me in the morning. Now, out of all the exercises that I do, this is probably the easiest one. And that's because you're probably already doing it every day. But with this exercise, you kind of want to change your frame of mind. What you have to do is you have to make enough phone calls where you get 30 no's or 30 rejections. But the change here is, once you get those 30 no's, you're done for the day. Go home, have a beer, go get a manicure, whatever it is that you like to do. I wish I had some psychological study that I could cite as to the reason that this worked for me, but I don't. The reason that I think that it worked for me is it absolutely desensitized me to hearing no's. You know, it was no longer this soul-crushing thing that happened. It was just a no. Which leads me into my last exercise. And the last exercise is get to know your numbers. With this exercise, what you need to do is to look at a few-week time period, calculate the number of no's you received, and the number of yeses. Once you get that number, find out the average number of no's it takes to get to a yes. Once you have that number, things get a lot easier because you realize for every no that you get, it gets you that much closer to getting the yes. Okay, now that you have your homework exercises, go out there and crush some phone calls.